Hey guys, welcome back. It's Melissa Pingle with Investment Yoga. Today we have a full body flow ready for you. What I'll need from you is your mat, some comfy clothes, maybe want to turn on your favorite playlist, and a couple blocks. So when you're ready, I will meet you on the mat. So we'll begin in child's pose. So bring your knees to the outside edges of the mat, bringing your hands forward, placing your head on the mat. Bringing your attention to your breath and begin to inhale and exhale. And on each inhalation, try to make it a little bit longer, and on each exhalation, try to push a little bit more air out. Feeling your lungs expand. Now begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose if that's available to you. Inhale and exhale. One more time. And exhale. When you're ready, bring yourself up to a tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your wrists. We'll do a cat-cow. On an inhale, bring your gaze to the sky. Belly drops down. On an exhale, round your back, pushing the mat away, looking towards your navel. Cat-cow series does a nice job to open up our spine, just kind of warm it up. So continue on with that. On an inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Imagine yourself as a cat, making your back arch even more than you think. And cow. Dropping that belly down. One more, cat. Pulling the navel in. And release to cat. Then meet me in tabletop position here. From tabletop, tuck your toes under. We're going to send ourselves up to downward dog, sending your seat into the sky into an inverted V shape. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Hips side to side. Sending your gaze through your legs. Releasing the weight of your head to gravity. Look to the top of the mat. Jump a step forward. And we'll go into ragdoll, forward fold. Reaching towards the floor. Bending your knees as much as needed. Grabbing opposite elbow. Sway side to side. Release your hands. Begin to bring yourself up one vertebrae at a time to mountain. Arms overhead. Reach high. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Hands can reach down or towards your shins. Forward fold. Plant the hands. Step back to high plank. Low plank. Pushing through to upward dog or cobra. And back to down dog. 3 breaths here. Noticing how this one may feel a little bit different than your first one. One more breath. And we'll do that again. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step forward. Ragdoll, forward fold. Release the hands, bring yourself up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, your head being last. Reach your arms overhead and bring yourself back down through that ragdoll. Halfway lift. Exhale, planted hands, step back, go through chaturanga, high to low plank, pressing through to cobra or upward dog, and down dog. One more breath here. Lift the top of your mat, jump or step forward, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, and bring yourself up to mountain pose. For mountain pose, we're going to go into sun salutation B. So bring yourself into a seated position. Watching that your knees are still over your ankles, look down to your toes, seat is back as if you're sitting in an invisible chair. Arms are overhead or at heart center. Core is firm. This is a hard pose, so if you're shaking, that's good. And release, forward fold, halfway lift. Plant the hands, go through your flow, chaturanga, high to low plank. Skip it all together, or meet me in down dog. Two breaths here. On your next inhale, bring your right leg into the sky, step it through, plant the back foot at about 45 degrees, and bring yourself up to warrior one. Knee is jutting over the ankle. Core is strong, arms are overhead, or they can be at heart center. Open up to warrior two. Back foot is 90 degrees, looking over your front middle finger. You can do a couple lunges here, straightening and bending that front knee. Two breaths here. Extended side angles next. Bring your right arm to your right leg. Left arm goes overhead. Spiraling those ribs open. And reverse your warrior. Left hand comes down your thigh, right hand overhead. And cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back, go through your flow, high to low plank, upward dog, and down dog. On your next inhale, bring your left leg into the sky. Step it through, plant the back foot at about 45 degrees, come up to that warrior one. You can stay in that warrior one, or you can do a couple of pulses to get a little movement in that hip. Open up to warrior two. Left hand is forward, looking over the middle finger. Check your right hand. Back leg is strong. Extended side angle. Left arm to the left and right arm overhead. Again, spiraling those ribs open, making space. And over a long inhalation, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes down your right thigh, left arm overhead. And cartwheel your hands down. Go through your flow, so that could be high to low plank, or bring yourself down, up to cobra, and meet me in down dog. When I tell you to go through your flow, you can always skip that part and always just meet me in child's pose or down dog. Let's get back to our breathing here. So concentrating on the inhalation and exhalation. One more breath. On your next inhale, look to the top of your mat, jump or step forward, forward fold, halfway lift, fold forward, and bring yourself up through mountain and into that chair pose again. So look down at your toes, maybe lift them up, make sure that they're moving and you're not too far over. And if you'd like a little more challenge, you can give yourself 5 calf raises here. Nice job. And exhale. Forward fold, half lift. Plant the hands, step back. Go through your flow or skip it all together. And down dog. On your next inhalation, bring your right leg to the sky. Step it through. Plant the back foot at 45 degrees. Come up to warrior 1. Open up to warrior 2. Extended side angle is next. Reverse your warrior. Right arm comes overhead. And curl your hands to the mat. Step back. Go through your flow. Or skip it all together and meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, bring your left leg into the sky. Step it through. Plant your back foot at 45. Warrior 1. Open up to warrior 2. Extended side angle. Over a long inhalation, bringing your arm overhead. Right arm down your leg. And cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step back. Go through your flow. High to low plank. Up dog. And down dog. Now notice how your down dog may feel different now than it did when we first started. You can move the feet around, give yourself some calf raises, or just stay in stillness. Next is our crescent series. So on an inhale, bring your right leg into the sky. Step it through. Keep that back foot forward. Front foot is forward. And come up to crescent lunge. So get your core stable first. And then you can bring your arms overhead or at heart center, whichever feels better. So you should feel like you're on a railroad tracks as opposed to a balance beam with your feet. If you do need to adjust because you need more stability, you can bring your legs out wider. You're going to have us all come down. Plant that back leg down. We're going to be in low crescent. Bring your arms overhead. Then to heart center. Lengthening through the crown of the head, sitting up straight with your upper body. And we're going to twist here, bringing the left elbow to your right knee, stacking the elbows, feeling this stretch in your shoulder, opening up the rib cage, and come back to center. Bringing your arms up. And then let's do a little stretching here bringing your hands to the floor and bring your seat back towards your foot here and giving yourself a nice stretch in the right hamstring. If you want more of a stretch, flex the foot and bring it towards you. And you can actually try both ways to see the difference in how it feels. Then let's come forward. And you can stay here where your knee is over your foot, or you can come in between. It's like a little lizard, and get some stretch in the, more stretch in the left thigh. You should also be feeling it here. And let's come back once more here. This is very good runner's lunge stretching. And then come back. And if you want to put your arms down, you can. You can bring the knee out. Whatever you need today. Sometimes I can only be here. It's just all depending on how tight my hips are. Coming back to that low lunge. Bringing yourself up to stable here, hands at heart center. Bringing your arms up and overhead. And let's bring ourselves up to a full crescent. Gaze is straight, both feet are forward. And let's open up to warrior two. And side angle pose is next. So reach forward and down towards the ground. Here's where a block can be useful. You can bring a block if the ground is too far, on any level. Expanding across the chest, pressing into that bottom hand. From here, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Don't go through the flow. Wait here. And now we're going to do side plank. So bring your right hand to the middle of the mat. And we're going to spin our heels to the right, lifting our left hand overhead. Feel free to drop that bottom leg. If you're shaking here, that's good. Make sure you're not slumping into the shoulder. And bring your hands to the mat. Knees down, and let's do child's pose here. Connecting with our breath again. Often we lose our breath when poses are hard. Two more full sequences of breath. When you're ready, meet me up in a downward dog. Now check in on your down dog form and check in on that head. Make sure you're releasing that to gravity. Spiraling the elbows in towards the mat. And we'll finish the crescent this side, bringing your left leg into the sky, stepping it through with core strength and control. Get a firm base, and then bring yourself up to crescent. Again, you should feel like you're on railroad tracks as opposed to a balance beam. So both toes are forward, pushing into that back calf, getting a little stretch there. Arms overhead. And just feeling the stabilization in this pose. Again, always feel free to adjust your stance. But one thing with us as we get older is we don't do as much balancing. So it's important for us to play around with these poses and lose our balance and catch our balance and just acknowledge it. So from here, come down. Let's do that stretching again. So bringing your seat back towards your foot, stretching in the hamstring. If you want more of a hamstring stretch, you can pull your foot towards you. Just experiment with that and feel the change, feel the differences. Then coming forward. Again, this may be plenty for you. You are welcome to come on the inside of that leg and down. If you want more of a stretch there, should also be feeling it here. If you need more of a stretch in that right hip, just move the knee back a little bit, like into a split pose. And just play around with that. And come back. And forward. Now from here, I'm going to have us come back up to that center again. Hands at heart center. Lifting through the crown of your head, and we're going to do that twist again. Twisting poses are really good for our organs. So twist to the right. Stacking your elbows, spiraling that chest open. And breathe. Coming back to center. Bringing your hands down, tucking that back toe. Bring yourself up to a stable crescent lunge. And feel free to stay here, or you can bring your arms overhead, palms facing each other. Open up to warrior two. Strong on the leg, pressing through the back like you're trying to open up the mat here. Looking to the future. Let's do a couple shoulder shrugs here. Sometimes we tend to lift them up and down. We tend to get a little tight up in here in our warriors. And by doing the shrugs, it actually tells the muscles to release by contracting them and letting them go. Extended side angles next. Forward and down. Reaching your arm overhead. Again, you're always welcome to use that block. Expanding across your chest. And bringing yourself down to your plank pose. Left hand comes to the middle. We're going to spiral open to that side plank. So your heels go to the left. Right arm is overhead. Feel free to place that knee down if you need. Reaching high, pushing through that hand. And come back to center. And meet me back in child's pose. Catching our breaths. Those side planks are hard. From here, come up to tabletop. And bring yourself into downward facing dog. Bring your right leg into the sky on your next inhale. Step it through. Bringing yourself up to warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Straighten the leg. Send yourself forward for triangle pose. Here you can use a block. Your front leg should be straight. Hand comes down. Arm is overhead. Pressing through that bottom hand. Bring yourself up to standing and turn around. Arms are overhead. Bring yourself down into cactus arms, into goddess pose. In here, let's do a couple calf raises. Your core is engaged, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. And then bring yourself all the way down to a yogi squat. Here we can bring our elbows to our knees. Give ourselves a stretch in the inner thighs here. Just go back and forth, whatever feels good. Then push back up. Bringing your hands to your hips. And you can put your hands behind you or just keep them on your hips. And we're going to go into Prasarita. So begin to lean forward. Arms come last for shoulder stretch. Micro bend in the knees. Release the head to gravity. You can walk from one side to the other. Or reach your arms through. Bring your hands to underneath your head, up to a halfway lift in this position. Turn towards the front of the mat. Step back. Go through your flow. High to low plank. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Bringing the left leg into the sky. Stepping it through. Up to warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Bring your body forward and down. Really feeling it in the side body, opening up the chest. If you do always go to the floor, I invite you to bring yourself up. Feel how that maybe feels a little bit different. Bringing yourself up to starfish. Hands are on your hips. And Prasarita. This is one of my favorite poses. Giving your legs a micro bend. Surrender your head to gravity. Take the longest inhale and exhale you've taken today. Bringing your hands under your head, halfway lift. Bringing your hands to the front, step back, go through your flow, and meet me in downward dog. So from here, I want us to work on some hips. So bring your right leg into the sky and bring it through for pigeon pose. Before coming down, bring your body up, lengthen through the crown of your head. Your back leg should be as straight as possible. Your knee, your foot should not come past your knee. I encourage you to bring your foot towards your other hip. And then begin to lean forward. This is one of the hardest poses for people because hips are very tight in our world. So bring your head towards the mat, towards a block. Whatever feels good, whatever's a good stretch for you. I want you to do 5 breaths here. Long inhale over 5 and exhale over 5. When you're ready, bring your hands back alongside you. Tuck the back toe and send that right hip into the sky and shake it out. You can do curls, you can do whatever helps you work that out. Place that down on the mat, maybe pedal the feet, and inhale the left. Open it up if you'd like, and then bring it through, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. And you will notice that the body, one side is going to feel tighter or different than the other. That's absolutely normal. The body is not symmetrical. So bringing yourself up and come forward. Again, doing those 5 breaths. When you're ready, bring yourself back up through the 3-legged dog. Shake it out. And walk your feet to the front of the mat and come to a seated position. So you may want your blocks or a strap for this. We're going to do a seated forward fold. So feet are straight out in front of you. Body is straight, lifting up through the crown of your head. You're sitting up nice and tall. Core is engaged. Lift your arms overhead. And on an exhale, start to lean forward. And now some people need more length because they are very flexible. So you can use your blocks and whatever to pull yourself forward. Some people are here, which therefore a strap comes in handy. And the strap can be a dog leash, it can be a tie that you don't wear, it can be a strap that you buy for yoga. It doesn't need to be. It can be a strap from your robe. And you can bring your that around and give yourself that stretch. Also good for a shoulder stretch too, if you put it around your feet and you want to pull those shoulders, C-shape your body, and really open the back. Whatever you're looking for. Let's set that aside. Come to your back. And from here, we'll do bridge pose. So feet are underneath your knees, hands are alongside you. And press the body up, making a straight line from your crown to your knees. We don't want to be slumping and we don't want to over arch. Checking in on your knees, making sure that they are close together. Continuing to breathe and come back down. Let's do that again. Then come back down. And one more time, if wheel is in your practice, I encourage you to take wheel. I'll do wheel. Bringing your hands alongside your head, feet are planted, pressing up. Continuing to breathe. And bring yourself down, one vertebrae at a time. Give yourself a couple rolls. And adjust yourself if need be. We're going to do a supine butterfly. You can use your blocks for this. Bringing your feet together, splaying your knees out. You can have the blocks here for support. This is a nice hip stretcher as well. Let's take 3 breaths here. Bringing your knees back together. And last active pose we'll do is supine twist. So bring your knees into your chest and begin to let them fall to the right. Left hand goes straight out from your body. And look towards your left hand. You can bring that right leg up if you need more of a stretch. And come back. And we'll go to the other side. Legs to the left. Look towards your right hand. Come back to center. Grab a strap if you have it. Otherwise, you can do exactly what we just did. Take the strap around your left foot. Bring your right leg long. And then begin to let it drop to the right. And so this is just a little bit of variation. Right arm is over. Left, looking towards your left hand. Bringing it up. Switching feet. And bringing yourself to the other side. Looking towards your right hand. Nice job. Bring it up to center. And bring yourself to supine. Corpse pose. And lay on your back. Return to your breathing, your normal breathing if you were using Ujjayi breathing. And Savasana is the time for us to relish in all the work we just did. To just give ourselves a few more moments to rest and reset for the day or the evening or the week. I invite you to stay in Savasana for 3 to 5 minutes. But those that want to move on, have you come onto your side. And slowly bring yourself up into a seated position. Bringing your arms overhead and down through center. And we'll end with Namaste. Meaning the good in me honors the good in every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed our practice. If you have any questions or comments, drop those below. Hit the subscribe and like button so you get notified of any of the new classes. If you have any suggestions for new classes, let me know. All right, have a great one.